If you're preparing for the Middle Level ISEE, we understand the pressure, the ambition, and ultimately what it takes to be successful. My name is Huzaifa Kapadia, and I am the founder of Scalar Learning. And for the last 6 years, I've worked arduously to help prepare students for the Middle Level ISEE exam. My students have gotten into the most prestigious schools in Los Angeles, including Brentwood, Harvard-Westlake, Crossroads, Windward, Archer, Marlboro, Campbell Hall, and Viewpoint, just to name a few. When it comes to preparing students for any standardized test, it's part art, part science. From the science side, it's all about assessment and calibration. The first thing that you must do to be successful for prepping students for the ISEE is determine the absolute best resources, meaning the practice materials that are closest to the actual ISEE. My choice is always test innovators because they are constantly evaluating the test and updating their material. Additionally, the content is overly comprehensive and the material is slightly harder than what's on the actual ISEE, which means that your student will be more than well prepared for the test. Another reason why Test Innovators is so incredible is because it not only provides 6 full-length practice tests, but it also keeps stats on all the particular types of practice problems that are answered incorrectly, which allows us to create customized plans for every student in terms of practice reps for math and English. Test prep is also an art because you have to fit the emotional profile of the student. It's all about finding that right connection. We want this process to not only be educational, but be fun. And I know that sounds crazy, but the test prep process can be fun because you are learning. We're not just teaching test strategy. That's a simplified approach to test prep and moreover, a marketing strategy. Everybody wants to believe that you can outthink the test takers. At the end of the day, this is a math and English test. And if you want to be successful, you have to have a solid base in mathematics and you have to have a solid foundation in English. But the good news is, if you allot the right amount of time and preparation, you can achieve that foundation. The plan for every student is definitely not going to be the same because not everybody starts at the same position. The first action item has to be to take a diagnostic. Once we have that diagnostic, we look at all the weak areas and strong areas and create a custom plan from that point forward. After each additional practice test is administered, we take the data and revamp the plan. It's a dynamic process ensuring maximum efficiency as well as optimal results. The last piece of the puzzle are the tutors. We have the best tutors in Los Angeles, and not just the most experienced and with the best academic credentials, but tutors that actually love working with students and enjoy the process of test prep.
What I think a lot of kids don't realize is that English does have set rules and set guidelines, and they're so easy to memorize, just like with math formulas. And you can do it in a really creative and fun way that I think gets kids really excited about learning grammar.
The relationship between the student and myself is so important because when a child sees their teacher passionate and genuinely excited about teaching and learning, they tend to feel the same way.
I've written textbooks for SAT, ACT, GMAT, GRE, LSAT, even done some MCAT. One thing I really like about standardized test prep is the fact that it's actually a very limited number of things that a student needs to know. A lot of times when a student shows up for a course, they envision some massive nebulous entity that is impossible to really get a full grasp of. But when you look at it, there's actually a very finite number of topics, both for English and math, that are extremely comprehensible.
If a tutor is not enjoying the prep process, how can you expect a student to have fun? We pride ourselves on having a skilled and socially calibrated team of all-stars. Thanks so much, and I hope to hear from you soon.